There we go.
Wait for it to load before you
I know.
All right, we're good.
Is it good? Delivered. Got it. Great.
Grand.
Splendid. Let's fucking do this.
I'm fucking stoked. Look, I know Cachet was never favored to win, but she honestly is up there as one of my most underrated that proved me wrong. Like,
yes,
I did not expect much. I expect her to be one of the first people out, and she fucking made it almost to the final.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What's up, Tony? How you doing?
Hey,
Howdy. Not too bad.
Good morning. Well, afternoon for you, but still morning for us, so it counts.
Did you get any sleep?
I did a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to put timestamps on or anything, but there was sleep that happened.
I mean, I don't want to put a number on it or anything, but yeah, sleep happened. Construction also happened all through town.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, our town does it in chunks where they'll like take everything down to a certain level everywhere that they need to, and then they'll go through and pave it all. So this morning was pave it all, and it just so happened to start right when I was trying to leave for work.
Awesome.
So luckily I left earlier to get back for this, and I'm glad that I did because I left earlier and I got home at the time I would have actually been leaving work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, it's Nevada here, so they're always doing construction except for in the winter. So
even in the winter, they have like the roads blocked. There is nobody working on them, but they have the cones out and the little flashing, like
just
signs
in case.
on the road.
Construction eventually.
Or they'll have like the flashing signs that's like construction starting on, and then like the date is like 3 months out. It's like, why do we have this here right now?
You got a plan.
Yeah, it's all about.
You got to find alternate routes.
3 months ahead of time, guys. You got plenty of time to plan for this.
Speaking of planned, I am super planned out for the questions. I don't even know what super planned out means, but it sounded good.
That was a really
I don't know that it
transition.
did. I really don't.
It sounded good to me. It was about as good as let's keep them together. You mean we should
separate the sexes? We should keep them together.
Keep them together.
Yeah, that's one less direction than Harry Styles has.
That's still my crowning moment. That's still my crowning moment on the podcast.
That's why we kept you on the podcast.
Yeah,
no.
that was the line that like signed the contract that Tony's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Tony is officially part of this podcast now because of the Harry Styles joke.
I don't know what episode that is, guys, but if you go through our catalog, you'll eventually find it.
It's very early Tony.
It was.
So just look for my face.
Yeah, it was one of your first couple of episodes. I do know that, but that
was it the rookie episode?
It might
have been. That was my first episode.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and look. Also, if you guys get a chance, go look at Drop Dead Fred. It's CT's favorite episode.
Woo!
Pop the Molly, I'm sweating.
We just released CT and holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot motherfuckers. We're number 29 on TV and film for podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
I'll at your boy. Sponsors, what up?
Like, I don't even
hit me up, Olive Garden.
We lost Olive Garden a long time ago.
Yeah, we did. When you're here, it's microwave food.
At least we're family.
Yeah, we're family. You know what the family does? We go and get the crazy chicken from El Pollo Loco because it's healthy and delicious.
It is delicious. That sounds really good right now.
It does, honestly. But you know what else sounds good?
Talking to Cachet?
Fuck yeah, I'm actually really excited.
I'm excited to talk to her too. Like, I'm again just another personality that's leaving the show that kind of sucks to lose that vibe that she brings. But at the same time, and we've said this a bunch, especially about Justine, but Cachet is another one that was severely underrated, especially by us. And then, she came in and she actually did way freaking better than I thought she would. She lasted way longer than I thought she would. I honestly thought that even we've said the Love Island people and Amazing Race were going to be like some of the first out of the game, right? I was like, that girl's going to be one of the first out of the game, like out of the group of Love Island and Amazing Race. I was convinced she would be out a lot closer to the beginning of the season. Nope. Proved me wrong. Shut me right the fuck up because she actually did really well, a lot better than I know I already said this, but a lot better than I thought she would. And it's awesome.
I know Sarah's her number one, but like technically she's got a better record than Sarah. She's
How does that even happen?
she's what, one daily win, one elimination win, and one loss to Sarah, right?
Yeah.
I would like to point out that I don't think in the run of this season there has been a single thing that Cache has come up against that she hasn't been able to overcome. Obviously, like beyond last night's elimination, but that's not my point. Like swimming, everything else, she has found a way to adapt and to overcome and to persevere completely.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
I don't get me wrong. I know we are gloating and blowing Cache up right now because she did amazing this season. And like we said, all better than we thought. But
yeah,
I'm sorry. The shining moment was her trying to get that first wheel running.
Oh my gosh.
And she was just running in place.
I felt so bad for her. And then she's like started to try to like push it like backwards, like try to run it like the other way. And I'm like, no, it's going to go forward. You just got to get that momentum going, girl. Like climb up higher on that thing and use your weight.
Well, that's why they had that pole there.
Yeah. Because
that was to push against. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's
tough too, because like the other thing is we can see what Sarah's doing.
Yeah. Right. She couldn't.
And she can't.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. It's not like her and Sarah are the same size.
Okay. Really quick. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Really
no worries. Go for it.
I just want to know if anybody else noticed this or if I'm just like, I was just absolutely fucking crazy. Did they switch sides?
Yes.
Okay, they did, right? For round 2, they switched. Yeah. So I do like that. I do like that. Because at first I was like, why is Sarah's little hamster wheel going and Cache's is not? But then they switched and Sarah got hers going just fine. And so I was like, okay, so Cache just wasn't putting enough pressure and like weight on the wheel to get it going. So, okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me and I wasn't just crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, I am crazy, but
she just had the wrong technique to begin with. And then once she figured it out, you can see on the second round, she started right away and her and Sarah were fucking close.
The second round was probably one of the closest eliminations that I've seen in a while. So no matter how they shot that and no matter what angle they used, you could see the rope going at the exact same time and they had pretty much the exact same left. And when the ball hit Sarah's side, the rope was taut on Cache's side.
Yeah. She was that fucking close to beating Sarah in that round and having a shot of actually staying.
And how I want to see round 3.
How crazy would that have been if Cache had beat Sarah though and taken Sarah out of the game? Nuts. Oh my God, that would have been crazy. But things happen for a reason. And, obviously Cache got eliminated. And so that's why we're here talking to her today. But yeah, she was very impressive this season. And, we don't watch Love Island. I've never seen it before. But I like Cache a lot and I like her vibe. I like her energy. I wish they had shown a little bit more of her sooner, rather than like focusing on the her and Cinco thing. It kind of seemed like all the way up until Cinco got eliminated, they were kind of like really focusing in on that. And then after he left, we kind of got to see a little bit more from her, like of her personality wise and such like that. And so, but I just wish that we had gotten to see it a little bit more earlier because she has such a vibe and I'm so here for it.
Yeah. And I'm really curious to ask her about this alliance that we saw last night.
The Fab Five. Yeah. When did this? What is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Actually, go ahead.
It happened out of frame. The entire alliance was built out of frame, and then it just happened to show up in frame.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's just odd, and it's an odd grouping for me as well, in my opinion. And obviously, we'll talk about this more on the recap and dive deeper into this. But I just didn't understand the point of 5 girls aligning with no men. None.
Yeah, and
that was like, oh my God, you guys need some dudes. What are you doing right now?
it was almost like they had the other alliance that doesn't have a name. That was the 2 girls from Big Brother and then the guys from Survivor. And then it was almost like they needed another alliance to go against them. So then the Fab Five was created.
Well, and I'm like, the Fab Five could have gone and they could have pulled in the BB guys.
They could have.
But
you know what?
They didn't.
Why don't we go ask her? Time.
Is it time? It's my God. Yes, let's go figure this out.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Let's wait a second for Cache. Hey, Cache, thank you so much for joining us. How you doing today?
Of course, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing better now that we get to talk to you. So, first and foremost, I just want to say, thank you for gracing us with your appearance on the challenge. I'm going to be honest, I way underestimated you when I first saw you come on, and you definitely proved me wrong.
Yes, you shot us up so quick.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I mean, I was looking on Twitter and everyone's like, well, she lasted way longer than I thought. I'm like, I mean, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what? And for this being your rookie year, you didn't break any of the 3 major rules that Shannon did, like volunteering to go in or telling people you're injured. So you're off to a hot start. You know what I mean?
I actually volunteered to go in. Kylan and I did. They didn't do that. Did you guys not know that?
No.
Right. That was with Shannon and DX, right?
DX. Yeah. So when their names got called, me and Kyle looked at each other. I was like, do you want to do it? And he goes, yeah. And then TJ was like, do we have an offer? And we were like, yeah, like we'd go in for them. I was like, well, Shannon's injured. She's one of my best friends. I'd rather go in. I feel like I could kill this. And Kyle was like, yeah, he was like, I'm going to go in, like DX deserves to be here. Like, he deserves a chance. Cause for me, it was more like, not like I can win this elimination. It was more like, wow, like I'd rather go in. I'm not injured. I'm ready to do this. Like, so I just didn't think it was fair to her, but I also didn't think it was fair to DX. I'm like, he deserves a chance to be here, and like a real chance to be like, to compete,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
That's crazy.
That.
Yeah. We didn't know
that.
Wait, we won't count that one.
So it was off air. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Never happened.
Doesn't count. If it's not in the edit, it doesn't count.
So my first question is last night we got introduced to the Fab Five. How long was that a thing?
It wasn't as much of a thing as the edit made it look. And clearly it wasn't that much of a thing because we didn't really have a plan. We're like, should I put this here? I think so it formed like the name. We were all on our day off, like on the boat. And Sarah was like, a Fab Five. And we got drinks. So I was like, cheers to the Fab Five. They were like, shh. Oh my God. Like they got, and I was like, what? We're 5 girls sitting. Clear as day, everyone sees us sitting here. Like, I don't think it's that serious. But then Ben told Angela and Alyssa, they're called the Fab Five. And it became a thing. But for me, I wasn't friends with Desi, did not trust Desi, was not working with Desi, never talked game with her. So for me, I was like, these are my girls. I'm not working with her. Like, this isn't, but then it became a thing. And I was like, well, if they trust you, there's a mutual respect there with us. But yeah, it was just, it became more of a thing than I think it was.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Cause I was curious. I was like, a couple of these, like, girls in the Fab Five, I'd never really seen you guys work together before. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I worked with everyone else but Desi. And I feel like everyone else that kind of worked together, I feel like it was just like, we were the disconnect, her and I. So we just never like worked together and talked game. Like the only people from Survivor that I really talked to girl wise was like Shan and Sarah, but the only one I was really working with game wise was Sarah, because I didn't really talk game like a lot, like super heavy with Shan, but I still like loved her and respected her.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry, real quick, my name's Ricky Hayes. This is my wife Karina, and then we've got Tony. We're with the Challenge Fandom Podcast. I know we just jumped right into it. We're ready to
go. But anyway, so speaking of your alliance with Sarah. Do you think that her trying to get everybody to kind of block out Angela and Alyssa in that daily affected your chances of winning the daily?
I hands down think I could have won that challenge, but I think it was more like, crap, like, what do I do? I need to help her. Cause I was the first one down, like girl wise, and I blocked myself. So I ran back up and I'm like up in the stadiums and they're like, you have to go back down. You blocked yourself. So I ran back down, ran back up, and I still could have won. In my opinion. So like, even like when Desi won, she was like, no, you easily could have won. And I'm like, it just sucks that like my mind was everywhere. Like I wasn't even like listening to like one side's blocked, the other one isn't. Cause in my mind, I'm like, okay, what do we do? Like, how do we help Sarah? And I just feel like if this alliance is actually going to do it, we should have actually done it or not have done it at all. Right. Instead of it like halfway. Like some people put blocks on Alyssa, some people put blocks on Angela. Some people were just playing for themselves. And it was like, one person needed to be like, you're going to win for the 5 of us and have our back. All 4 of us are going to put all of our blocks on this. Yes. And then we could have executed it,
Oh, you guys would have killed it. And that was what I was thinking the whole time. Yeah.
Angela and Alyssa against each other. It sucks. Like I wish it could have worked.
Aw.
So I know, like, obviously with that, and then also with offering to go in against Shannon and DX, there seems to be a lot of stuff that that didn't make the air.
Yeah.
What for you is like the most exciting moment that you had that may not have made it into the edit?
I don't know. For me, it was like the badass moment, being like, I'll go in to save my best friend. But I think, I don't know, there's just a lot of like fun I wish you guys saw. Like, I had like a sick dance battle, like between, it was me and Justine against Sarah and Kayla, because Sarah's so funny. And nobody knows that. Like, Sarah was like, spread your legs and trust me, and was like twerking in the air. And I was like, this girl's phenomenal. You guys just have no idea who Sarah actually is. Yeah, she's a little intense, and yeah, she's really, really competitive, but she's so fun. I wish they just like showed more of like actual bonds, real friendships and relationships, because I feel like watching it, if I was like a viewer who didn't know, it's like, how do these two even they talk to each other? Like, I feel like there's a lot of that going on. You guys have no idea.
Totally.
Man. Oh.
So with that being said, you're talking about, you know, your biggest alliance with being Sarah on the girl side. Switching to the guys, who was your favorite partner that you had this season?
I think my favorite partner, I say this a lot, it's Tyson. Like, if it comes to like, I'm really big on respect, and I'm really big on how you speak to me. I'm a words of affirmation girl through and through. And for him, he was just very much like, he was very polite. Like, even in his moments of frustration, like, he's like, okay, like, he's, you know, and he's still like, all right. You know, it was never directed at me. It was directed at the situation. And I had a good time though. Like, I loved working with DX. We had so much fun. Like, it just, yeah. The only person I didn't like being partnered with was Dom, but everyone else, like, I just made a good situation out of it. You know, even my ex, I would prefer to be partnered with my ex again over Dom. Like, that's like that partnership. Like, I will take my ex-boyfriend over that. Like, it would not
well, and I wanted to say real quick, I know you have enough, is you said last night that you wanted this show for you to be more than just you and your ex in there. And I think you completely achieved that, because when I look at you 100%. On there, I don't see you and, you know, Cinco. I see Cachet as her own independent person in the game. So I want to congratulate that.
Thank you. For me, like, I think it was hard because you guys don't actually understand. I mean, in the beginning, they just showed me talk about my ex all the time, but they don't show the amount of people that were like, are you okay? Oh my God, you're so strong. I can never do this if I were you. Oh my God. But that's like on the girl side, but nobody's going up to him being like, oh my God, today must be hard for you. Like, nobody's doing that to the guy. It's always like, woe is her, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, and then watching it back, like them giving me the edit of the sad girl crying about her ex all the time, I'm like, most of the time I did not give it literal care what that man was doing. Like, but they made it look like the whole time I was just crying in a corner about my ex. Don't get me wrong. I was very fucking sad, and I tried to leave because I was just like, this is too much. But most of the time I was just kind of vibing, you know?
Yeah.
But my biggest thing was just making sure like that there was just some like more levels to my experience.
Right. Absolutely. So I actually just have one more question. I know we're getting down to the wire here. But I'm curious, if they end up calling you for another season, would you consider doing the challenge again?
Yeah. You know, for me, it's giving no currently. It's just not my vibe. Like, I don't think my personality and who I am belongs on that show. I had no business being on the challenge. But then I feel like also my ego might bring me back. And this is what I keep telling people, because it's like, I didn't really prepare. I had a broken heart. I was there with my ex. I was sad. 2 dislocated knees. You know, it just was giving a lot of different elements of why I had no business being there, but I still went, overcame those things. I'm like, now imagine I go back, you know, I healed, you know, physical therapy. I learned to swim. Are you kidding? I'd be unstoppable.
Yeah. So, Tony, I'm going to jump in. I got one final question for you, because I know we've got about a minute left. My question is, because you were going against Sarah in this elimination, who was, you know, your closest, you know, ride or die in this, do you think you still gave 100% in the elimination, or do you think you held back a little bit?
I gave 100%. I just couldn't get the wheel going.
Yeah, that first one was tough, but that second one, you were going.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the reason why I had so much love, like I left so happy and filled with so much love, is because, like, I also thought it was kind of full circle. I throw her and she takes me out. I'm honored to be taken out by Sarah. Really. I think for me, it was just, I loved going against someone that I was friends with. There was no animosity, hostility. It was just all love. Like she literally grabbed my face. She's like, you fucking got this. You got this. Give me the all. Like she's like, I'm going to give it my all. You give it your all and I support you. Like it was just like the best.
That's
the
great.
Best. I get goosebumps thinking about it. Loved it.
Oh, I love
so
that.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Oh, Cache, you know what? We want to thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. And if you have time in the future and you'd like to talk with us more, we would love to have you on to go a little bit deeper in your experience.
And I can really spill the tea with you guys.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll definitely touch base then.
All right, Cache. Well, thank you so much. And we wish you the best of luck in either future challenges or anything in the future that you're doing. And thank you once again.
I love you guys. I love you here.
Thanks. Well, we'll definitely reach out for an unplugged episode and we'll have a longer chat.
Awesome. It's so nice to meet you.
It was great to meet you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.
You too.
Every time, guys. Every damn time. You guys see
Welcome
my new
to our
coffee
transition.
mug? Look at my new coffee mug. Oh, wait. There we go.
Very
I like
nice.
my coffee on the dark side.
She doesn't.
I don't. It's really not.
I do.
It's very
Her coffee
That
is
Creamy.
as wide as the cup.
That is, I would argue that is not coffee.
It is coffee. It is literally,
Where?
I fill my coffee up to here and then the rest is creamer. I don't get you guys. Like, it's literally this much of creamer and all of that is coffee. I use caramel macchiato creamer. And so it's very light colored but I'm a lot better
Are
than I
there
used to be.
creamers that are dark?
No, yes, yours is dark brown.
It's because it's chocolate.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Mine is caramel macchiato and it is light colored. Okay. Don't even start because I have gotten a lot better about my coffee because I used to do like half and half. Like it was bad. It was real bad.
I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but the color of the liquid inside that cup not only looks similar to the color of that cup, but it appears that if you were to paint your wall eggshell and then put your paintbrush in water, voila.
No.
Now,
Oh my God. You
Are
guys-
that being said,
You
I
know
drink
what?
my coffee black, so
Gross.
So here's the thing. She can argue this all she wants, but I'm the one who buys the creamer. She goes through 2 things of creamer a week.
But I drink a lot of coffee. It's not because I use a lot of creamer in my coffee. I drink like 3 or 4 hot cups of coffee in the morning. And then I usually have a very large cup of iced coffee in the evening. And then if I stay up late editing, I have a second large
Could you
iced cup of
talk
coffee.
any faster?
I've had 3 or 4 of these. Do you see how
if she
big this
has
cup
another
is?
coffee,
Yes. Do you see how big this freaking cup is? Shout out to my girl Steph Marie. But do you see how big this fucking cup is? Okay. This thing is massive and I've had 3 of these already. So no,
Yeah,
I cannot
but
slow down.
You've only had 3 tablespoons of caffeine
I'm
in it.
excited. We just talked to Cache and we learned shit. We learned
A
We
shit.
lot.
haven't come back yet.
Yes, we have. We haven't. Why?
No.
What?
why do we
So I'm
doodle
doing
do?
all this for fucking nothing?
Yeah.
No, this is being included in. I don't care. I'm the
Okay.
editor,
Yeah,
so fuck
we're
you.
making it work. See,
Well,
that's why volume of coffee makes sense, is because you're the one who edits everything.
Yes. What? Yes.
What?
We need,
Huh?
we
Yeah.
need to fuel you.
Yes, exactly. This is that's why it's so big. No, anyway, no, that was really interesting. I did not know that kind of stuff about Sarah. Here's my thing. Okay, look, I get that Sarah is getting the villain edit, right?
Yeah. Bad.
But
Again.
they're doing her fucking super dirty from what people are telling us because I was not happy with Sarah walking into this exit interview this morning. And now after hearing some things about her that we're not seeing, it's okay, so you're not just a cold, heartless person. You actually have some fun and some personality aside from just, talking about how amazing you are all the time and eating turkey legs, imaginary turkey legs and, going after my girl Angela, no, I'm just kidding. But so that's really interesting. The dancing thing. Why the hell did we not see that dance off between freaking Cache and Justine and all them? I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated that we're not seeing that stuff.
Well, I mean, like you said, she's getting the villains at it, and it's the way someone always gets it every season.
But
But
even then, like even when people get the villain edit, you usually get at least a little bit of something else, right?
So I would argue that she's getting the straight up villain edit. Tyson's getting the anti-hero edit, which is where you're missing the things that you're saying right now.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference. Yes, she's getting a straight up bad guy villain edit, whereas Tyson is like the bad guy, but you're also seeing a lot of his like personality and his little quirky things and, you know, how fun he is and how funny he is. You're not getting that for Sarah. And it's just coming off as this like, I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about this more on the recap, but that was really freaking interesting to learn about. I'm really glad that Cache decided to share that with us. And I got to admit, I'm a little sad that she feels like she's not made for the challenge, and that she doesn't really have any like set intentions on coming back. I would like to see her play again, especially knowing that she didn't really prepare for this. She said she had 2 dislocated kneecaps. Like, what the fuck? And she made it this far into the season like that? Like, yeah, I want to see her back in full health, full mental health, prepared, having done swimming lessons. I want to see her at 100% try to play this game. And I think that, you know, if she got this far in the game in the condition that she was in during the season, like she could potentially make it to a final if she's at 100%.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel like as much as we underestimated her going into the season, I feel like having watched her season progress and see her progress, she's almost underestimating herself and saying that she's not like set up for the challenge, because I think that she did great on the challenge, and I would love to see her come back and beast it out again.
I agreed.
I think finding out that her and Sarah were as close as she says they were when we didn't see it, the production really missed an opportunity to really amp up this elimination as ally versus ally, or, you know, best friends, or, you know, and we missed that. We didn't know. All we saw was Fab Five, which was a fake fucking alliance from everything Desi was telling, or not Desi, but Cache was telling us, because she never spoke game with Desi and vice versa.
Yeah.
And it was more like, well, they say you're cool, so we'll pretend.
Well, and she even said that it was just something that just like happened on the boat, literally in this episode. It wasn't something that production was keeping from us in the edit. It was something that literally just happened organically on that boat, and Cache made a cheers because there was 5 of them, whatever. And it just, everybody heard that and saw it and just ran with it. And it was almost like the rest of the house turned it into an alliance when those 5 didn't even actually truly intend for it to be an alliance, which, hearing that from Cache, that her and Desi never really talked or, you know, talk game or anything like that, and they weren't really that close, makes a lot more sense why Desi did not fight harder against Danny for sending Cache in. Because
and why there wasn't footage of that.
Yes, because I was like, well, they're like supposed to be this like strong, like woman Fab Five alliance, like, and she's like, meh, it's just not worth, you know, fighting with him over and potentially, you know, screwing up that connection that Desi, and by she I mean Desi, that Desi has with Danny. You know, but it was like, dude, if that's your girl and that's your alliance and stuff, like, why aren't you like pulling harder? So now it all makes sense. I'm like, that's why, because you weren't actually an alliance. You weren't actually working with Cache. You guys just happened to get paired together because you guys were hanging out on the boat together. Like, so.
Which might be a new rule. You never name the group of people you're with as a name beyond these are the people in the group I'm currently sitting with.
That is a new do not do on the challenge.
I'm going to be honest. I knew that this was doomed from jump, because if you're a sports fan, you've heard the name Fab Five before, and you know what happened to the Fab Five, and it's not fucking good. So in future, when you're naming your alliance, don't name it after another alliance that fucking nosedived.
Failed epically.
Tony, Google Fab
I
5
understand
Michigan.
that reference.
Google Michigan Fab Five. You'll see.
I won't, because then my internet will be like, hey, you like sports. Here's a bunch of ads. And I don't want that. I'm not getting that heat.
You want some projector ads? I'll share mine with you.
Yep.
But no, look, it is interesting. Once again, why we go beyond the edit is because we're only shown what the production wants to show us. Their storyline, and their storyline isn't always accurate to what actually happened. And, you know, I would really love to dive deep with Cache and find out more about this season that we're not being shown, you know, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff underneath the table that isn't being brought to the light.
And it seems like she's open to it too.
Yeah, she wants to talk about it. She even said, once the season's over, I can spill tea for you guys. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Who wouldn't want to hop on the podcast with the guys that interviewed CT?
You know what? No, we're not. No.
I'm riding that. I'm riding that fucking train all the way to my grave.
We're not.
Choo choo. I'm on the CT train. Let's go.
We are on the CT train. We've always been on the CT train, though. Like, but no, that was really cool. And I love that. Like, so really quick, Cache, if you're listening, I know we didn't get a lot of time to really talk, but thank you so much for what you said at the end there. We're so glad that you enjoy the vibe here. And for anybody else listening that may be a fan of Cache, we are absolutely going to get her on for an unplugged so that we can, again, take you guys beyond the edit with her, talk about her life, talk about Love Island, talk about the challenge, talk about what she wants to do in her future, just all of it, and just break it all down. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. But that really, like, I love when people say that because I still don't get it. I don't get why CT came on. I don't know why people listen to us. I don't know why guests want to come on with us. Like, I don't get it, but we appreciate it. And it's literally like, it's so like touching. And so thank you so much for saying that.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, when we decided we were going to do video for these exit interviews, I was like, our podcast.
That's the end.
Yeah, that's the end of the Challenge Fandom podcast right there, but apparently not.
No, the end of the Challenge Fandom podcast is going to be my laugh, apparently. I'm sorry.
That's our final note right there.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. Was that too? We love you guys.
No, just cut the episode right there. Just on the laugh. Boom. Serve it to the people.
No, oh my God. We love you guys. Seriously.
We love you guys enough to make you listen to Karina's laugh for 3.5 hours.
Thank you guys for dealing with my annoying ass fangirl giggling over CT and literally everything else.
But I just want to point something out that it wasn't necessarily just CT. Like, yes, you laughed a lot more because CT was on. I get it.
I was so nervous.
But you do this all the time. Like, if you listen to any one of our podcasts, Karina laughs more than anyone else.
I like to laugh.
It's because we're hilarious.
Yes, my boys are hilarious. Okay, like, and if y'all don't find them hilarious,
totally modest. I mean, look,
we can't be friends.
Do you think this is what won her over? No. It was what's up here.
It's the hive mind.
Laugh. Yeah, hive mind, bro. Laugh. Dad jokes. That's just where you get it.
What is it? What's that one joke where it's like, it's like, you know, like attractive guys always ask like the ugly guys, like, how'd you get such like a beautiful woman? And he's like, just keep her laughing because if she's laughing, her eyes are closed or whatever. Like, you've never heard that joke?
No,
Don't look at me like that because you've sent it to me before.
I'm just upset that you referred to me as an ugly guy.
I didn't refer to you as an ugly guy. I just told the fucking joke very terribly, but I told, you know what? I'm done with you.
So here's what it really is. It goes, how do such unattractive men get with such attractive women? And he goes, well, if you make them laugh all the time, their eyes are closed. It's science.
It's science.
So, there you go.
But anyway, so...
with that
I don't have much more to add about Cache. I do look forward to talking to her more in the future. I really hope that we get the opportunity to do that once Challenge USA is over so we can really break into everything. Other than that, I'm sure that you have heard, but if you have not, yes, we did interview CT. Yes, it was for over 2.5 hours. And yes, it is available anywhere that you get podcasts. We are currently working on getting it on YouTube. So that's the only place that it's not currently right now on Thursday, September 1st at 11:36 a.m. It is not available on YouTube yet. We are working on it. We're trying to get it transcribed so that we can caption it on YouTube for those who may need those captions. And
it's just a bit of a process.
It's a bit of a process. The transcriber is pulling certain things over in a very, interesting way.
Cock hockey.
It's supposed to say cock keys, like in a Boston accent, but it says cock hockey. And there's a lot of errors like that through the transcription. I don't know how to say that, but there's a lot of errors like that through there. We don't want to put that out and make you guys think that that we're talking about cock hockey with CT. So we're working on it. I promise we will get that up. I'm going to be working on that today through the exit interviews. We broke Rick. But other than that, we've recently interviewed Jordan. We actually recently interviewed Desi. So if you guys haven't heard that interview with Desi, make sure you go check it out. It was so much fun getting to know her a little bit better beyond the edit. And other than that, yeah, keep an eye out for our recap that's going to come out on Saturday. And is there anything that I'm forgetting that we should tell people? Oh, I mean, we've got Naya coming out next. So we've got a 3-hour interview with Naya. And it is phenomenal. Make sure you guys catch that one. She is so awesome. And she was so awesome to sit down and just go through everything with. I love her vibe. I love everything about her. And you guys are going to love this interview. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that one too.
Okay. So just to recap everything Karina just said. Yes, we interviewed CT. Naya's coming out next. We've previously interviewed Jordan, Desi, and quite a few others of your favorites.
People,
go through the catalog and look. But more importantly, if you have not subscribed to Cachet's Instagram, not necessarily subscribed, but followed her on her social media, recommend doing so. She's a great follow.
Yes.
We're a big fan of hers and rooting for her. But that pretty much wraps everything else we have to say about this. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
So for myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful, beautiful wife, Karina Hayes, with the ugly husband. And
the annoying laugh.
And last but not least, the man with the least annoying laugh, Tony Stats and Info Lance. Yes, that's his middle name. Don't ask questions. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in for our exit interview. For everybody that's not on with us, that's with the Challenge Fandom Podcast, we want to thank you guys for tuning in and hope you guys are having a great day. If you get a chance, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. That way you don't miss an interview, miss an episode, none of that, because we're putting shit out multiple days a week with that hot fire. Top 5 rappers in the game. Dylon, and Dylon.
Oh my God.
I'm out.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.